Good morning, everybody. It is a Tuesday. I am doing a little pamper session on this fine morning. I woke up at 5 in the morning with a fire under my tail to just stay up. Actually, that's partially a lie. If I could have went back to sleep, I probably would have. However, little side story time. Last night when I got home, I parked behind my husband's car, and this evening, or this morning rather, when he was leaving, he was like, babe, can you move the car? Of course. So I went out there, and it happened to be snowing, and the only shoes available before I went out were my Birkenstocks that I could just slip on and quickly go move the car for him, because he was in a bit of a rush as well. You know how that morning rush goes. Anywho, long story short, I went out in sandals in the cold, wintry, snow-fallen morning, and that kind of woke me up, got my juices flowing, so there was no going back to sleep after that. I'm actually thankful for that, because one of my goals for this year, I'm not going to say New Year's resolution or anything like that, but a goal for this year, next year, the following year, for the rest of my life basically, this is a life goal I'm trying to lock down, is to become a morning person. And that is one of my biggest, I would say, flaws, because I'm more of a night owl. I enjoy staying up later. I feel like my creative juices are running at an optimum level at 1 in the morning as opposed to 5 in the morning. But being a mom, having different tasks and things that I need to get done throughout the day, also just getting my headspace in the right mindset to set myself up for the day so that I can better be there for my family and for my kids, I kind of need to become a morning person. So with that, we are up, we have showered, and we have some eye patches going. These are the Skyn, what's the brand? Skyn Iceland eye patches, and they're a hydro gel. I absolutely love these. If you follow me on Instagram, then you already know, girl. You already know, because I talk incessantly about these eye patches. They sell them at Ulta, and I believe they also have them on Amazon. I'm not sure if Sephora, although I don't know why they wouldn't carry them, but I've never seen them at Sephora. But I will link them down below so that you can get yourself some, because they are amazing. They are life-changing. They're the only under eye mask gel that I have ever found actually does something. Like, there's a visible effect that you get from that under eye area after you peel that little gel off. It's just about 20 minutes that you have to keep them on, so it's not that long. Put them on while you're drying your hair in the morning. Put them on while you're making your kids their lunch, or while you're drinking your morning coffee. Whatever. Do a little something for you, and I guarantee you will love the results, because it will make you look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for your morning. I have this huge cup of coffee. It's bigger than my head. Not sure if Wyatt's going to be going to school today, because he did have a little bit of a temperature yesterday, so I'll know more once they wake up and come down the stairs, just to get a better handle on how he's feeling. We'll figure that out when they wake up. If he's feeling good and he doesn't have a temp this morning, then I think I'll send him to school. If he says that he's not feeling well and he wants to rest, then I'll just keep him home. I did have an appointment today that I needed to go to. It's in Tri-Cities, which is about an hour and a half drive from where we live. Maybe a little longer, maybe 2 hours. But I think I'm going to have to call and reschedule that appointment, because if Wyatt stays home, how's that going to work out? So no problem. We will just have a day at the house, a day in the life, a day with Amanda. I might film a get ready for me. I'm not sure where this video is going to go, but I hope you stick around to see. I am going to actually finish my coffee and then go in the kitchen and start making the boys' lunches. Real quick, I wanted to show you what is in the boys' lunchbox today. We've got a croissant situation going on, a little bit of turkey, some mustard, and cheese. I only put cheese on Preston's because Wyatt is not a fan of cheese, so his is a little plainer. But we've got Oreos, goldfish, cucumbers, and sweet peppers. This is what it is in the boys' lunchbox on this fine Tuesday. I just fell.
Oh my god. I just fell.
We just about biffed it. Oh my goodness. Because I decided to wear Birkenstocks when there's about 2 inches of snow on the ground. But hey, that's okay. All right, let's get the kids to school. I'm home now, safe and sound. I should have learned my lesson when I went to go heat the car up this morning, not to wear my Birkenstocks out in the snow, because it turns out Birkenstocks don't have any tread on the bottom of them. If you can take anything from this video today, guys, don't wear Birkenstocks out in the snow, especially if there's already a frozen sheet of ice and then you have a couple more inches fall down on top of that sheet of ice and you attempt to walk over it in some Birkenstocks that turns out they don't have any traction on the bottom of them. So you just go. You go and you fall, and that's what happened this morning. I fell, I slipped and fell, and I kind of hurt my knee a little bit. I have no words, but you know, we came out alive. We're here. I'm fine. It's okay. It's a little embarrassing. I was doing one of those look left to right to see if any of my neighbors were out and witnessed what had just happened. But yeah, anyways, I'm home now. I just dropped the kids off. Sent Wyatt to school. I did send him to school because he didn't have a temperature this morning. He said he was feeling fine. I do feel like I might get a call from the school saying, hey, you need to come pick your kid up, and that's fine if that happens. The reason why I sent him to school, even with him having a temp yesterday, was because if he didn't have a temp this morning and he was feeling fine and he wanted to go to school, I didn't want to hold him back from that, because a couple weeks ago when that whole flu virus hit our community hard, the boys missed like 3-4 days of school. So they've already had a little bit of an attendance hiccup on their record. I mean, if they're really sick, obviously I'm gonna keep them home, but he was fine this morning. He said he felt fine. He said if he didn't feel good that he would tell his teacher and go to the office, and then, you know, that whole song and dance where they call me and I'll go get him. My appointment that I thought I had, I called this morning when I got back. Actually just got off the phone with their office, and turns out I got the days mixed up. It's not this Tuesday, it's next Tuesday at 10:30 in the morning. So that works out perfect. I didn't have to reschedule. I didn't have to change anything. I just have to show up and hope that Preston and Wyatt are not sick next Tuesday. Right now, I think I am going to go and put some makeup on this face. I'm not sure if I want to go into town today. There are a few things that I need to pick up just from the grocery store. But I do have a lot of cleaning to do as well. So not sure what we're gonna do today, guys. Not sure yet. But I do know that I'm taking you with me. That's all I know. I need to do my face. I need to put some makeup on. So far, all I've gotten done are the brows. And that's it. I think I might even curl my hair, it's looking a little weird. Anyways, that's what's going on over here. I'm back. I'm home. I slipped and fell. It was kind of embarrassing, but at least nobody saw me. I learned my lesson not to wear Birkenstocks out in the snow. Learned the hard way. The hair is curled. The beauty blender is damp. We are going to put some makeup on. The first thing that I like to start off doing, well, obviously is my brows, but I already did that this morning. So we're gonna try to be very modest. See, even that, like, that's way too much for what I need. But there we go. We'll blend it all out. So I put it underneath my eyes, just a couple bop, bop, bops. And then I put it around my nose because as I'm aging, I'm 33, soon to be 34, I'm starting to get that redness underneath my nose. Let me tell you, all the surprises that pop up on your face as you age. We won't even get started on the chin hairs that I have found. It's a situation, friends. It is a situation. All right, so next, we're just gonna blend, blend, blend. We've got our beauty blender that I absolutely love. This actually isn't a beauty blender. I think beauty blenders are pink. This is a Real Techniques blender and it works just as well. Again, it's a drugstore brand. You can find it at Fred Meyer, Walgreens. Ulta also does sell them. And they're half the price of what a beauty blender would be. And works just as well. So I always stock up on these when Ulta has them buy one, get one half off. And sometimes they even have them buy one, get one free, which is an amazing deal. I'm just gonna go through and tap, tap, tap. There we go. Trying to be really delicate around the eye area. Okay, deep breath, deep breath. There we go, there we go. I feel like this takes the most time, is applying my concealer, making sure that it's not all cakey, making sure that I don't look like I have too much on my face. So we've put our concealer on. Next, we're gonna do the foundation. Another drugstore favorite. I love this foundation. It's the Physicians Formula Healthy Glow. It has SPF 20 in it. It's more of a medium coverage foundation, but you could totally build it up to be full coverage. I usually go on the moderate side of coverage when I'm using any kind of foundation, whether it's light, medium, or full. So I just tend to blend it out so that it is evenly dispersed and isn't too cakey on my face. But this is a great one. Again, it's got that SPF in it and it does really brighten your face and give you a nice dewy glow. So we're gonna do a little bop, a bop, a bop. I usually do 3 little bops on this area. And then even though we did the concealer under here, we might as well double up. Up there. I like how I said I don't wear a lot of foundation, and then like as I'm putting it on, I'm like, Amanda, you kind of do wear a lot of foundation. All right, so how is everyone doing today? We came out of a long weekend. I had a fabulous weekend. It was super relaxing. We didn't really do that much. Kind of just hung around home. I did get to go hang out with my dear friends Valerie and Sherry for a bit on Sunday. We went out for lunch and did some shopping. Had some nice gal pal time. That's always nice when you can squeeze in those blocks of times with those friends that mean so much to you. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I did this weekend, come to think of it. On Saturday I did like so much cleaning because originally, I think I told you about this, they were gonna come to my house, but then Mark took the day off, so we ended up changing our plans and going out, which, I mean, I'm home all throughout the week, so anytime I have an excuse to get out of the house and be amongst people, I'm gonna go. All right, next step is contour. This is probably my favorite step, my most favorite life-changing step that I feel like has really been a game changer for me, because once I started contouring, I realized that you can look any way you want if you have the right skill and the right tool and you know how to place that product on your face, you can really reconstruct the formation of your face. And so where I always usually put it is here, just to kind of bring out my cheekbones a little bit more. I have pretty high cheekbones, but I mean, there's no such thing as having too high of cheekbones, right? I never thought so. So I just kind of blend it all in. Right there, that's how we do it. And then I also come down under here. Get that double chin away. I don't really have a double chin, but looking at pictures of my mom, I noticed that I have like the same, what do you call this? I don't know. It's just not, like I have a really defined jawline, but then I have that. I don't know. I'm probably the only one that notices it, so why worry? Anyways, I'm just gonna go through and contour. Put a little bit of bloopity bloop right here. The other few spots that I love to contour are my nose, because for whatever reason I have a weird relationship with my nose, and I probably always will. Oh my goodness, I think I forgot to wash that. I did use a darker shade the last time I used that blending brush. Oh dear. See what happens when you're not paying attention? Your nose ends up looking like Rudolph. Oh well, that's okay. We're just hanging around the house anyways, and if I do go out, oh well. I like to contour down the bridge of my nose. Usually it doesn't look so muddy looking, but I didn't wash my brush before I used it, and I should have known. I need to buy one of those color switch things, and in fact, I saw one at the Dollar Tree, a dupe color switch. If you don't know what a color switch is, it's basically like, it's not a sponge, it's this thing inside this little tin, and you take your brushes and it's supposed to clean them without water so that you can use them directly after you've dipped into like a high pigment color or whatever pigment color you're using. That way there's no transfer of all these different colors as you're using your brushes, and it's supposed to help minimize with the amount of brushes that you have to use. So that would be really handy. I've been meaning to pick one up, but every time I see them at the Dollar Tree, I'm like, you don't need that. And then, I mean, obviously what I just did to my nose, I need it. So I just blend. I have hooded eyelids, and if you do, if you're a fellow hooded eyelid sister, then you already know it's a situation, it's an issue. I've seriously been thinking about getting surgery to get them, like that extra little bit of skin that folds over on top of my eyelid out, but it's me. But anyways, if you do have hooded eyelids and it's bothersome to you, because I mean, you may not even care. I care, so I try to hide it as best I can. But the best way that you can do that is just use a matte neutral color right in that crease, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna draw your eyelid out even more, and they're gonna appear bigger, and then it's gonna draw that hood back. That's what contouring is. You can hide whatever you want to hide with the darker shades, and then whatever you want to draw out, you're gonna put those brighter shades. So I'm just going in here, perfecting it, blending, getting it all nice. And then after I've done that, with my finger, just gonna use my little tip of my finger, I'm gonna put some of the highlight color that's in that palette on my nose, because for whatever reason I like to look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, only we're beaming with highlighter. And then I'm also gonna put it on my lid again to draw my lid out so that it looks like it's a little bit bigger than it actually is. And on the top by my brow, just blending in. Again, just using my finger. I know some people think that's gross, but hey, All right, next we are gonna put some blush on. Let's see here, what color? I think I'm gonna use this color from the Southampton Classic Laura Geller palette. I'm just gonna dip a little bit in here, a little dab will do. This is super pigmented, so you don't wanna use too much. And I'm just going to brush it up. I tend to get heavy-handed with blush. I always put too much on. There we go. Just a Jordana run-of-the-mill brown liner. I actually really like these. They're at Walgreens and I think they're like $2, but they work really, really well. They're long-lasting. It's just in this brown matte color, and I always just go on the outer corner. Again, I have hooded eyelids, so I don't put a thick line across my eye. I try to get as close to my lash line as I can. Another quick tip, if you have hooded eyelids, you don't want to put a thick line across your eye because all it's going to do is make that amount of space that you have on your lid even smaller, and your eyes are going to look squintier. So I always go on the outside and then kind of create like a V, and then on the inside, and again I stay as close to my lash line as I can. I know that's probably bothersome for some of you to watch that, me just sticking this underneath, but that's what I do to try and get like as much product on there. So we're just gonna do the other side. I actually need to go get a different eyeliner because this one is almost done. There we go. Again, popping it in the crease, not the crease, popping it in the tight line. Oh yeah, we're gonna be looking so fine. No, that was, I don't even know who I think I am. All right, so we did that. Next step is mascara. Next natural step after doing our eyeliner is mascara. Again with the L'Oreal products. I am just on one with L'Oreal. I use the Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. Again, it's not picking up. This camera does not like to focus. Okay, here we go. So it's this one. It's in the pink tube, and it's very similar to, what is that one from Too Faced? Better Than Sex. It's so similar to that. It has a similar wand, and the formula feels the same. Application, all the same. But again, this is a drugstore product, so I think it's like $8.99, $9.99. depending on where you go. And if you hit Ulta up when they have their L'Oreal products for buy one get one half off, you can get the brow product and your mascara for a deal. I'm just gonna go through and put some mascara on just so that my eyes look a little bit more open and alive. I have pretty long eyelashes, if you can see that. They're pretty long, they're just not that thick. Like, they're long, not thick. All right, let's get some mascara on the other side and then we will be good to go. And that's all I do in the morning, guys. Usually I don't go through the trouble of even putting makeup on, but today I felt like being a little bougie. I felt like being a little special. I felt like giving a little effort from myself to make myself feel better. So we put some makeup on. That's my whole routine. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. This is the face that we created from the products that we just used. If I am doing my makeup in the morning, this is what I usually look like. I kind of stick with the same theme. I don't really switch up anything really that I do. It's always the same routine as far as my makeup goes. Sometimes I'll change up the eyeshadow, but that's it. I know what I like and I know what works best on my skin, so I tend to stick with the same products and not really veer out into trying different products, just because, long story short, I used to work at Sephora. I managed the Sephora inside JCPenney for a year and a half, maybe 2 years, a year and a half to 2 years. And through that time was probably the worst my skin had ever been. And you would honestly think that it would be the reverse, because you're working in a beauty industry. Like, you're working in a place where they have all of these different products, and you would think that your skin would look phenomenal, but it was not phenomenal, because with all those products, they want you to try all those products so that you can better speak to them, to your customer. Makes sense, right? Well, that wreaks havoc on the skin when you're trying a different skincare product or a different foundation, concealer, blush, where the ingredients may not jive with your skin. So I've kind of pretty much set in with the products that work for me, and I don't really veer off. So those are the things that I use when I am gonna put my face on. I don't do it every day. I don't do it every day. I wish I did. I wish I had the energy and the willpower and everything that it takes to get fully ready every morning. But when I do, this is the look that's on my face. I hope you had fun hanging out with me, doing our makeup together, getting ready together. It's always better to get ready with a little bit of company, a little bit of gal time, a little bit of chit chat. It makes the time in between having a bare face and having a glam face that much sweeter, that much brighter. I hope you're all having an amazing Tuesday, and I will see you on the next one.